Welcome back to Caesarea. Here we are, back on the east coast of Israel, on the Mediterranean Sea. Then we'll be going to Masada, which is clear across the country, about 25 miles, or maybe 30, to Masada, which is on the western border, overlooking the Dead Sea. These are the prisons that Paul and Cornelius were in here in Caesarea. They're just starting to excavate and will probably really open to the public. At least I think this is where it is, what he said. It's right by the Colosseum here. Or at least this is where they would prepare to go out into the Colosseum. Oh look, you can see down into the steps down below and the steps that lead up to the stage. We are squished like sardines in a cable car on our way up the mountain to Masada.
Gives you one way.
Around my house.
Here comes another cable car down.
Yes. To the window up to the back. 15 shekels. 10. You'll know
The valley down below. Here we are, climbing right up. We're packed in like sardines. I'm amazed I could take this.
My son was letting me
A little lurching there. We come up to the top of the cable car ride. And then we've got to climb up the rest of the way there. Coming right into the docking here.
Dice pulpul. Dice pulpuls.
Clunk, clunk. I think we're here. This is looking down at the Dead Sea and the cable ride where we came from. Right down there. See the hole. The water would come right down here. Made a little path for the water to drip down. Right into there, into the cistern. The inside of the hole. And then this is the inside of the cistern where the water would be kept.
There is more than just the northern palace, there is also the western palace. And when we talk about the palaces, we talk about Herod the Great. Before Herod, there was here a small stronghold or a small fortress that was belonged to the Hashmonean, the Maccabees. They built here in the south, outlook towards Jerusalem, and wanted to be here right on the road between Egypt and Jerusalem.
Looking out over the top of Masada.
Or either Cleopatra
Toward the
will come
west,
from the south and attack you.
toward the south, over the edge, toward the east, over the Dead Sea.
We can see already.
You see the Israeli flag flying over the entrance to Masada. You can see they've really been building up this western side. Workmen's still working here. Walls being built up. Now looking over there. The quarry looking down here. They're getting rocks from. You can see the blue line, black line, of where they found the walls and where they've built them up from, hoping to reconstruct the way it looked.
About 20 years before Jesus, Herod's already building Masada. Mark is how they found it. Everything above it is reconstructed. They just put the stone back the way they was before, and they found them down on the earth. Small stones and big stone and all this ugly structure. It was all plastered nicely. In many of the houses and villas and the palaces, you will see stucco, you will see painting in colors. We're going to see one in the bathhouse. And there was tiling, black and white triangle tiling on the floor.
Some of the tiling on the floor.
Of what is remained from the stucco, from the painting on the wall, you can see the black and white tiles on the floor from the time of Herod. You can see some of the benches.
It's from the time of Herod. Here's another room. Some of the painting still left on the stucco from the time of Herod. Some of the pipes, or the stones that held up the floor in the bathhouses. The water would come in. You can see a portion of reconstructed floor in the corner. Whoa, what a view from up here. We're on the northern tip of Masada.
There's another one down
Looking
there.
down.
Did they have a system?
Where?
Did they have a system of wind tunnels? Wind tunnels.
Here's one of the remains of one of the Roman garrisons.
Heap of stones on the wall, which is the tower. So every once in a while they had soldiers all around guarding on the wall. And those 8 squares are 8 camps, Roman camps. Down there, you know, it look like marble. So people thought it's marble. They told Josephus, and Josephus right off.
Another little plastered area. You can see the mark of where they found it and where they built up. You can see they're cleaning out a mikveh here. It's the seats where they would sit. There's a pile of catapult balls that were found. The Romans probably hurled in here. Look at what's left of the siege ramp. A lot of it's gotten washed away. More acacia tree. Gets that shape because the gazelles eat underneath. There's some more. And this is the kibbutz at En Gedi. More of the kibbutz at En Gedi.
You want when we get to Qumran.
En Gedi. This is the community of Qumran that we're at now, and this is the outline of the map. Here's another cistern. Water is so important. Cisterns play an integral part of any community. Here's cave 4.
Bedouin boy wanted to rescue him.
It's one of the other caves. Some of the other caves
On
up
the way to
higher.
Masada, a lot of the community had to flee up to the mountains into the caves. And they took with them the precious scroll and the precious things that they could find. The people here in the community had the scrolls, had the Bible, lived community life very close to the first early Christians that lived together and shared their belongings.
Plastered sides of the walls with a cistern. There's a water channel going around. Various rooms. We can go back a little. Doorway. Here's the scriptorium. Going downstairs. Just one long, plain room. Into some of the rooms that have been dug here, Qumran. You can see a ledge along there where we would have had a roof. Water pool. Right in there. There's a water pool. Kind of a panorama of the area. I just remember outlines like that. Must have known it was a potter's workshop by the pottery that they found around. Maybe a potter's wheel. It's like maybe this was a mikveh. Go down into the water. You see it's divided. Those who go down in and those who come out. It does say cistern here. I guess that's not a mikveh then. It does say cistern. This was a laundry area. Look at this area with either steps or seats. Looks like maybe seats. Looks like water area. Yeah. It's that same area from the other side, steps coming down. And like a seat. Some stones just laying around here, kind of squared off. Makes you wonder where they fit. One last look at the floor plan of this area. It's rather large, huh?
Zero in on the key here. Hey, Tanya!
On one hand fresh, and yet on the other hand there will be salt like pillars left. And it kind of reminded me how it's a little bit like when we really have that first relationship with the Lord, we have like a new life, living waters.
This is a Messianic moshav. Beautiful place. Made out of log cabins. It's the meeting place we're going to meet in. Here you go in. And that was the dining hall. Rather unobtrusive. Simple but very, very nice. Some of the living quarters down there. A lot of Jerusalem stone around, but as you can see, the buildings are log cabins, at least a lot of them, and wood houses, and the hills beyond. It's a beautiful place. Peaceful. Lovely. Wind's blowing today.
Oh, this wood reminds me of home.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
In this place you can see a unique combination of the wood and the Jerusalem stone. So this is a kind of a special architecture in this place. From these log houses here you can almost immediately understand that the Finnish have a strong influence in this place. But today things are changing because this place is becoming more Israeli. But let me start from the beginning. The ones who founded this place, which is a cooperative moshav. Cooperative moshav is like a kibbutz.
We're back in the Jewish quarter, and this is the beginning of the Cardo, the old Roman street in the time of Jesus. There's a better view of what's left of the shops on the Cardo there. The old street, the old pavement.
And the street continues from here.
This little sign is right above the Cardo, the beginning of the Cardo. I hadn't noticed it before. Perva Synagogue was, which was the oldest synagogue in the Jewish quarter. The Perva Arch, where the synagogue.
we go the wrong way.
Little Jerusalem color here. Robinson's Arch in the corner of the temple.
The arch, the remain of the arch. Yes, and we're going to look at the street from the time of Jesus now.
Whoa, this is weird, walking way down here. Along the wall in the outer corner of the temple. So it's the corner of the temple. Robinson's Arch. And we're walking right down here. There they've left the stones just as they fell in 70 AD. And there's the street.
Oh, I think so.
Somebody working right now. Very carefully.
Oh yes. Yes, that's right.
Guess it wouldn't be too cool for me to fall down these steps, huh? All the excavations along here. Looking up toward Robinson's Arch. In the corner. Now this is just the foundation. And these are the shops. This is like a cardo too. The shops on the other side here. Roman shops.
Big, huge temple project like Herod wanted to do. Herod is not Herod the Great. Well, that's so big. So what?
It's the beveling, it's the chiseling.
They looked around, they see the beautiful temple which is up on top. And he says, "Surely I say to you, that one stone shall be left here upon another, that shall not be thrown down." Thrown down from where? From the Temple Mount. From the top, up there, down to where? The street. Where those people standing. Right here
That's Robinson's Arch.
was shops. Is the frame. Okay, the frame. The frame.
Around
This
each
is the
stone.
signature of Herod.
That border,
So,
that frame around each stone.
That's somebody to just, if you can just hold it for me. Everywhere, just taking and destroying the temple, burning it, burning and taking up the upper city.
Rose garden right here in the corner outside the wall. And the southern steps legally today. And there are the steps. Is that beautiful or what? These are the steps that the common people walked up going into the temple.
Out from the water, from touching them and make them unclean, and then they have to go again into the mikveh. Full of water, steps leading down.
How do you spell that?
Mikveh.
M-I-K-V-A
Yes.
in English.
V-A.
VA.
It was all the city of David.
And then they would drop it on another stone. In another case,
A
how
pulley
they gonna
system to
maybe
put
roll
stones on
the
top
stone
of one
to
another.
steer wheel of them. they will roll the stone from the quarry to the place they're going to put it. After it's been made.
The young boy preparing for his bar mitzvah.
15 past 12.
Mass of women down here at the women's side of the wall. A dove sitting in the niche in the wall. Putting prayers in the wall. Prayers stuck in the niches of the wall. Praying for return to the temple, peace of Jerusalem. Today is Bar Mitzvah Day at the Western Wall. Here's a Bar Mitzvah progress. Priestess reading from the Torah scroll prayers. There's the young man to be bar mitzvah. Now it looks like our young man is reading from the Torah scroll. People throwing candy. Relatives. Getting ready to throw. There's the bar mitzvah back there, just finishing. Going into the synagogue. Meanwhile, back at our local bar mitzvah here, the man is reading from the Torah. We're getting ready to. Got a cold. There's one being carried on the shoulders. The great vantage point to see the women at the wall here praying. Notice many of them are backing away out of respect to the temple. Closing up the Torah. Isn't Israel a beautiful country? Hope you'll come back and join me again next time.